Hi, this is Carrie Mecca, and I'm going to show you the mirrored garland trim today. We're going to be using our Whimsy Sticks. Now these are the small set, and I actually chose the 1-inch stick from the set. I have two 1/8-inch ribbons, bright in color. They're exactly the same style ribbon, but you could have different styles. Now we want to work with them side by side, so I'm just going to put a little piece of tape at the end to hold them side by side. Now on the end of my stick it says start here, so I'm going to start here. I'm going to lay the ends of my ribbon and just wrap that tape around. Now to wrap our stick we're going to do it just like we've always done it, but we're going to treat this as one ribbon. We're going to hold them side by side with our free hand and we're going to twist our stick. As you can see, I'm leaving a little space between each of the wraps. We want them side by side and perfectly aligned, but that's time consuming. So leave a little space and then push them up. It also loosens the wraps slightly, which means we'll be able to pull the stick out later, which is a good thing. So from here, just continue wrapping the length of the stick. Now I have one that's already wrapped, so I'm going to put that aside. And here is my stick. Here's my tape at start here. I've wrapped the length of the stick. They're all side by side and they're not overlapping. So you lay the stick down. Can you see the stick is holding my ribbon taut? I'm going to use my 1/4-inch basting tape and I'm going to start right at the edge, one end, extend my tape, then lay it down and smooth it. And we're going to do that on both edges. Now this time we're not going to sew on the edge, we're actually going to sew down the middle, well, off center, but we don't want to sew through the tape. Now, as I said before, we're going to take both sides of the stick, so that's a total of 4 pieces of tape. Now, to sew it, we have to take the tape off the stick. So we take our tape off at start here, and then we just simply pull our stick out, and then we're ready to take this to the sewing machine. So once you're done sewing, it should look like this. Now I've used a 3/4-inch seam allowance. I've also shortened my stitch length to 1.6 or 1.8. These are narrow ribbons. A shorter stitch holds the trim together better, and we are going to be pulling on this trim as we twist it, so that's a good thing. Now from here we're just simply going to remove the tape, and this is my favorite part. Because one row of straight stitching and we have all of these perfectly aligned loops in multiple color this time. To make our trim, we actually twist this. So I'm going to just lay this here on my pinning board and I'm going to secure the trim at the seam line so I can then begin twisting my trim. Now, as many of you know, I'm left-handed. I do some things right-handed, but I do twist my trim counterclockwise. You may twist yours clockwise, but what you want to do is maybe just twist a few inches. See if it knots up and the loops get smaller and tighter, or if, as you twist, you see this. So can you see? I have pink loops on one side and orange on the other. So I would just continue twisting. You can pin as you go if you need to. This is a lot of twisting. Don't give up. You may think, oh, I can never do this, or I just don't see it, but really, it is a lot of twisting. So from here, we can smooth our loops. Can you see? Here's our 3/4-inch loop. This is from our 3/4-inch side of our trim, and then our shorter trim, which I have no idea how long that is, but as long as it's shorter than, that's what we're aiming for. Now, one side you're going to want to smooth down this way. The other side will smooth better in the opposite direction. Now, if you have some that overlap, just simply straighten out those loops, and we're going to take it to the iron. We're just going to lightly press. So that's our trim, but when it's finished, I simply added a contrasting color down the center. It's pretty as it is. It looks very expensive, looks very difficult, and it's not. One row of straight stitching. I would stitch either down the center or on each edge of this ribbon to attach it to fabric. So that is mirrored garland trim using your Whimsy Sticks and Whimsy tape. Thanks for joining in today, and please come again.